Okay, so then the next thing that you want to do is you want to add some tape on the plane, some regular packing tape. First of all, you want to use, there's some 3M extreme tape that you can buy, and if you look at it real close, it's got a weave, a fabric weave inside it. This stuff is great for reinforcing the structural integrity of the plane. So in places where you really need some toughness, I use this kind of tape. So you'll notice I wrapped it all around the nose because you're going to nose this into the ground a lot, and you just really want that part to be pretty strong. The other thing is I put it along the bottom of the fuselage all the way down to the tail because you're going to be landing this on the ground, and it's going to be getting dirty, and so I would definitely suggest putting that on there. This is the Scotch shipping tape, strapping tape that I like to use. It's kind of expensive, so I would only use it sparingly for things where you really need strength. It is heavier too, but it is really nice to have. If your hinges break off while you're working your hinges, you can use it. You definitely use it around the nose area. This stuff is really great. If you look at it, you can see it's got that weave in there. But just use some discretion when you use it. Now, in some places where you concern more about the look and the aesthetics of the plane, you don't always have to use this type of tape because it does stand out a little bit. You can get a clear packing tape from an office supply store for that kind of stuff. And if you look at the top of the plane, if you look at the seams here on the top of the plane, I actually use that clear packaging tape. It does work pretty well. It holds it together. It's not as strong as the other stuff, but it's strong enough. That's all you need for something like this. So I think it has a lot to do with aesthetics. You'll see I put some right there. So it's really up to you and how you want to look at it and what you think. I also put some on this wing, on this seam, because behind this foam there is the spar, and what will happen when your wing is flexing, that spar will come out and it'll rip right out of here, and it'll rip this piece of foam out at the same time. So I use the clear packaging tape on this just to hold that in. And one more note about the packaging tape. If you buy the clear packaging tape, don't buy the cheapest packaging tape out there. I've noticed that the real cheap stuff is it's real thin and it's hard to work with. If it gets stuck back on the roll, it's hard to peel off. So I suggest do yourself a favor and don't buy the cheapest. Like get a name brand. You can get Office Depot brand. It's pretty decent, or Scotch or 3M or something like that, and it'll work for you. Okay, when you guys put these little screw connectors on your control horns, you'll find that they slip a lot. I think that's just symptomatic of the type of connector. But there's one thing that you can do to kind of combat that, and I suggest you get some of this Loctite. Get some Loctite Threadlocker. The blue 242 is a pretty good strength. You'll put it on. You put it on the actual screw threads before you put it in. You want to shake it up first, put it on there, screw it in, and it works great. And it doesn't, you'll still be able to disconnect it. You'll be able to unscrew it, so it's not going to permanently put it in there. But I use this stuff all the time for my screws, and even just to secure my motors. And anytime I'm putting something together that I don't want to come apart just by vibrations and that sort of thing. The next thing I would suggest is you actually take and cut a piece of foam out and put it in the nose of the plane. It doesn't matter what kind of foam you use. You can find whatever's available. You can get this is upholstery foam. You can get it at a craft store, and you can use whatever kind of foam you want. Some people even use bubble wrap, but take that and just put that in the nose of the plane, push it all the way forward, way down, and I would put at least 3 inches of foam, maybe 3 or 4 inches in there. And what that'll do is that'll protect your battery. If you think about it, when you crash this thing and that nose goes into the ground, that battery goes forward and hits the ground too. It gets that impact, just goes right to the battery if that battery's not really secured very well. And I've had 2 or 3 batteries in this plane. LiPo batteries got destroyed from crashes. So I learned my lesson, and after that happened, I added the foam, and I haven't had any problems since.